Okay, read the opening scene of Act 2 of The Crucible. Then in a well-organized essay, discuss how the playwright uses the language of John and Elizabeth's conversation to convey important insights into their marriage. Aha! So, sorry, Ben, I need to use this.
You want to share that?
No. What are we being asked to do?
Analyze the text. Response.
Okay? What is the relationship? First of all, that's the question we have to answer. What is the relationship?
It's not very healthy.
So what do we... Okay? So what do we do? Same thing we've done with the SAT prompt. We're creating an organic, incremental essay. What is the very first thing we need to do?
Answer the question.
Okay? Answer the question. In this case, we don't have a question, but what do we need to do? We need to attack the prompt. I think Connor said it. Attack the prompt. How do I attack this prompt?
Formulate a question first.
No.
You answer like what their marriage is like.
And what is their marriage like? Yeah. This is how I do it. I attack my prompt by saying it is evident that the Proctor's relationship is strained. Okay? And what I can actually do is I can go back just a little bit, look at the very beginning of Act 2. Okay, what did I just do?
Attack the prompt.
Yeah. But how? How did I formulate this, Hannah?
You introduced the play in Act 2, and then you answered the question, and then told them how your answer was going to be proved by the
Yeah, I came up with an assertion, guys. All right? Did you notice how I went back and refined my assertion as well? Okay? It's not enough to sit there and say that the relationship is strained. Go back. It is evident in the beginning of Act 2 in The Crucible that the Proctor's relationship is strained. Semicolon, which we're focusing on next class, right? The setting and opening actions of John Proctor foreshadow this distance, and the dialogue that follows proves this. What do I need to say next? Well, it's pretty obvious in my mind. When John enters the kitchen, he immediately adds salt to the stew brewing. This is a minor act, yet tells all. How so?
It's a foreshadowing of how he's not being honest with his wife.
Yeah.
Honesty.
Honesty.
Cooking.
Probably. Now, I want you to notice something. What is plot summary?
What's going on in the story?
No. You're right, but what is plot summary? You've been told don't summarize the plot within your essays, right? Okay? What is a plot summary? Give me an example of implementing plot summary within your essay, which I don't want you to do ever.
Telling the entire story.
Yes, you tell the entire story. This happened, then this happened, okay? Romeo went to the party, and then after the party, Romeo just like ditched Mercutio and all of his friends, and then basically he went back and he talked to Juliet, and then after he talked to Juliet, he tried to kiss her, and then she's like, just kiss my hand, and then after he kissed her hand, he went down the balcony, and then he found Mercutio. You all got bored with that, right?
Yeah.
And that's essentially what a plot summary is. And you read through that. If I, as a teacher, read through that, what happens? I read through that 30 times, and I'm like, guys, we have to assume that the reader has read the play. Always. We need to take this perspective. And I know some of you are going to laugh because you'll be like, I haven't even read this play, man. But you need to take on the perspective that you are the master of this text. You know the Crucible. Shoot, you know the Crucible better than Arthur Miller. You have to take that perspective on. And listen to what I'm doing right here. Just look. When John enters the kitchen, he immediately adds salt to the stew brewing. The same minor act yet tells all. Honesty is obviously missing from the proctor's relationship as he quickly backs away from the fire when Elizabeth emerges from upstairs. That is telling what? What did I do without summarizing the plot?
Yeah, tell them what's
Yeah, just-
what.
And
Get the details.
How their relationship.
that, absolutely. Guys, I'm sneaking in some plot and showing what the plot is doing to help us understand the relationship. Yeah? Go ahead.
To start off, what if you started with quotes from the actual play, like what you did? Would that be too much?
You may put in the italicized text. Absolutely. Okay? You can use that to support your argument, and I'm going to do that. I have to use Elizabeth. You could freeze beer. Yeah, I'm totally going to use that, as I'm sure all of you are when you use really good beer. But absolutely. But here's what I want you to do. I want you, and I tell my AP guys to do this as well, because this is a brief literary analysis. Steal what I say. It's not plagiarism. I'm teaching you how to write this. Steal this. It is evident. Again, you are the master of this play. This prompt, you sit there, just having a discussion, baby. I'm going to get this nailed. A+. I want you to steal what I say. It is evident that this is the relationship. You don't even have to agree with this. You can sit there and say, it is evident that the Proctors, they're living in a peachy keen world. Everything is sunshine and rainbows for them. John's talking about bringing flowers in. Elizabeth's like, oh, I totally forgot. That would have been nice. Some roses, some daisies. It would be beautiful. So everything is sunshine and rainbows. Bless you. The part about the frozen beer, that he just likes his beer cold. Okay? Seriously, you all can sit there and take this however you want, as long as you prove your point. That's all that matters. That is how you write a literary analysis. That is how you analyze text. So let's work on this. Okay? So I talked about the stage directions, and I want to continue to move on and discuss some of the lines that are already discussed. What are some of the lines that you noticed that would support my assertion that the relationship is strained? Go ahead, Grace.
When he says that, when you said that he says, he's like, oh, you don't need to add anything to the stew. It's like, it's perfect just the way it is.
Bravo, and that's on page 192. So let's look down, okay? At the very top of the page, we have I am. It is a rabbit. Oh, is it? In Jonathan's trap? No, she walked in, and then eventually it goes down, and Proctor says, it's seasoned well. Okay? He's lying to her. Notice this. What is this called when I do this?
Citing.
It is an in-text citation. Okay? And this is what we do. We put the page number immediately after the quote. Okay?
Mr. Review,
Yes.
are we gonna be able to use our books during the?
Yes. Yes. Yes, you may. Okay, I'm going to stop right there for a second. Okay, so what I've done here is obviously I've played with the food idea just a little bit and tried to add in my own style of writing. Again, when I say organic writing style, what do I mean by organic writing style?
Right. So.
Go ahead.
Sure, it doesn't sound like robotic.
Yes, it doesn't sound robotic. What else? Some of you guys are talking over here. Thank you, Brett.
It rounds itself.
It writes itself. What else, Connor?
It sounds like you're having just like a conversation.
Yes, it sounds like you're having a conversation, but you're following all the rules of grammar and written expression. Cool? So what I've done here is this. Lying appears to be the main ingredient in the tension between the two. John tells Elizabeth that the rabbit is well seasoned. It would appear at first that he does this to spare her feelings. He does not wish to tell his wife, who he seemingly adores, that she does not satisfy him with her cooking. This is not the case, however. And I'm going to move into a tangent to prove my point. Right? We are going to be focusing on this with persuasive and argumentative writing, where you concede the opposition, the opposing point of view, but then you show how that opposing point of view is wrong. All right? So, what's the next thing that we could do to prove that there is tension within the relationship?
Or another example of when things were tense between them,
Okay, why?
to show that it's normal.
Okay.
Show that it's not like a rarity that they have arguments, I guess.
Okay. Where? Show me a page. Give me a line. Give me a page. We have to start saturating our essays with text. This is one that you don't need to do that with just yet, but by the end of the year, that's what we're going to be doing. Give me another text. Go ahead, Turnage.
Oh, at work when on 193 when he says his anger's rising for a moment, I say the others come in soon after.
Mm-hmm.
Like he quickly gets frustrated with her.
Yeah. Bravo. See the tangent that Turnage has provided me right here? Okay? This is not the case. However, when she accuses him of being false with her. Okay. So, what else? Go ahead, Connor.
On like the first column of page 192, all their answers are like short and like
Forced
blunt, I
conversation.
guess. Yeah. It seems like I don't really want to be talking, but just humoring each other.
Absolutely. We could talk about how their conversation is short, absolutely, and that's something that I would encourage you to do up here if you were writing this essay. Okay? Already, I'm 20 minutes in. I'm only going to do this for a half an hour today. Okay? I'm going to show you what a good response would be within the 40 minutes that I'm going to give you. And of course, you have the entire weekend to plan for this bad boy. All right? So, I'm only going to write for another 10 more minutes. Connor's absolutely correct. If I had more time, then I would pop that in there. I would talk about pretty much everything on 192. He's totally right. Their conversation is brief. The responses are cold and short and distant, and the stage directions all say that. At this point in the essay, what do I need to do then? Address which argument?
The opposing argument.
Not so much the opposing argument. What do I need to do? Because we're talking about the anger and the battle. What do I need to do? Give an example of how he's angry, Brett.
Finalize your argument with the most severe example you can find.
Okay, you're absolutely right. I'm not there yet. I need one more paragraph, and Jocelyn was on the right page. Go ahead, Turnage.
Discuss how he uses anger.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Discuss that relationship. Right now, I've talked about several aspects, right? I know I'm killing my time here, but really, look. I've talked about how their relationship is distant. I've talked about how there's no honesty. I've talked about the lying. I've made that assertion. When you call someone a liar, you can't take that back, right? I've talked about lying. I've talked about how there's an argument between the two. Do you see the progression? Okay? You notice how very fluidly I'm creating this essay. I'm making it organic, y'all. Okay? And I know I'm making it look a little bit effortless to some of you. But this is how you need to do it. You start, go right into the very beginning. How do we know that there's tension? Keep going through. You could do what Connor said. Pop in those small, very distant discussions, and now go into the argument. Okay? Let's look at page 196. Or sorry, not page 196. 194. We have to get in this, right? We have to get in the beer quote, because that's just the best one. Where is it? Yeah, it's 7 months. There it is. Got it. get to that in just a moment, what I just did right there. Okay, so again, I wanted to throw in the justice would freeze beer thing because that's important. I mean, we love that part, like your justice would freeze beer. I mean, that's just, there you go. So we have this. By the point of the argument where John has accused Elizabeth of being so distant with him and that her justice would freeze beer, he's gone to the point of no return in attacking her character and trying to lift his up. We have to mention that, right? He is an adulterer, and although it has been all 7 months since Abigail, remember, the text just has she. So what you need to do is you need to put in those brackets like this and slip in Abigail's name so that the audience knows who you're talking about, is gone. And John, because it says he, has not moved from there to there without, and I should have put he thing to please her, okay? He believes that Elizabeth should have forgiven him and moved on. This right? Ladies, don't we agree? He cheated. And yet he's like, move on. Seriously, I'm going to call up Maury. See if we can't get on the next show. See if we can't discuss this. He is being unreasonable. Okay? This is what I want to see. What is the last paragraph going to be? Yeah. I'm building into that thesis statement. I want to finish. I want to finish with one last assertion. What else can I say at this point? What else can I say? Go ahead, finish. My thesis, which would be what? I'm talking about the relationship. Hannah? Say.
Well, you could address where somebody could say that it's all sunshine and roses for them, but because of the reasons you've addressed, that they're not.
Okay, I could. I'm going to keep it negative because that's the kind of guy I am. I'm going to keep it, positive by being negative. Some people know what I'm talking about. Brett?
Finalize the negativity and then create like a foreshadow kind of thing. Say how the future doesn't look right, I guess. So.
Bravo. Brett's 100% correct. This is a story about the Salem witch trials, which is a parody on the Red Scare and McCarthyism of the 1950s, of which Arthur Miller was accused. And Brett is 100% correct. What I need to say now is that if this relationship doesn't get any better, things are only going to get worse in this play. And their relationship is truly going to be tested by exterior forces. Folks, that's what we want to write. That's what we want to put down. Go ahead, Connor.
Like more or less make a prediction at the end?
Well, yeah. That's what a thesis is. That's what a thesis is. And again, we already know this play, right? We know what's going to happen. We haven't finished reading it. But at this point, that's what I expect as a thesis statement. If their relationship doesn't get any better, it's really going to suffer any tests that come from exterior forces in the future. That's all you need to put. let's look at that. That might need some polishing up, but again, I was just trying to finish actually within the 30 minutes. Let's look. If this relationship does not discover a way to mend itself, or should the characters find a way to ask for repentance and accept their relationship and make an attempt to repair the damage done, external forces in the remainder of the play will create a rift that cannot be mended again. Okay, that does need some polishing, but I would accept this. If you were to turn in something like this, it would surely get 100%. Okay? What I want, folks, is this. Incremental, and again, notice there's no grammar problems there with that really long sentence. Okay? What I'm looking for is this. In the 2 pages that I wrote right here, and I know the text is 22 point, but come up with an assertion. It is evident what? Take a stance. Go down here. Discuss what's going on. Make some assertions. Add some textual support. And then finally, build into that last assertion and thesis statement. Okay? Organic, incremental. Organic, incremental. That's what we use for a literary analysis. Same as what we use for the SAT essay. Ask questions. I got it down, man. All I need to do is just see this. Seriously?
Yes, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Turn it.
Is it going to be the same thing as last time where we can't like look at our stuff when we write it? Like where you can't look at our notes when we write it, and you want us to bring in notes with us?
I don't want you to write the essay before you come to class.
Right.
I want you to come in with notes and know that you have a textbook.
Crucible?
Yes?
May I please have Matthew to the main office for an early dismissal?
Sure.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah.
Like, we use the notes we just took today.
I want you to.
Oh, okay.
Victorious.
Are we allowed to use like one of the sentences that you wrote?
Yes. Hey guys. Victorious asked the best question yet. And I can't emphasize this enough. Hey guys, I want you to use, Connor, come here for a second. I want you to use the sentences that I have up here. It's not plagiarism. It's called learning to write. See you, buddy. Guys, use this. Start off. The very beginning. It is evident. Use that. It's strong. Okay? Use some of the lines that I put in there. That's why I'm going to put the essay up there for you. I just constructed this in front of you. I didn't come in with any preconceived notions or ideas of how I was going to write this. I just looked at the prompt again. Not since last year have I looked at this. You're like, yeah, right. But seriously, like I just put this up here. I want you to use what I put on there. Okay? I'm teaching you how to craft this essay. If you want to go in a different direction, go forth and conquer. Capiche? Okay. Miss Lowcraft, make sure you thank her, is going to post this video up on our YouTube channel. I am going